Bills fans, I'm not even going to attempt to lie to you. I'm not going to tell you a white lie. I'm not going to tell you a partial lie. The truth is, this is likely the worst season y'all will have in the last 5 years.
Shut up, the Bills! It's not outclass! It's not outclass!
Yeah, we the Buffalo Bills. Yeah, we the Buffalo Bills. You better know that. Look how we throwing and catching, cause we are unstoppable, yeah. You better know that. Look how we running and hitting, cause we are unstoppable, yeah. Reppin' the mafia, yeah. Reppin' the mafia, Bills, mafia, yeah. You better know that. Look how we throwing and catching, cause we are unstoppable, yeah. You better know that. Look how we running and hitting, cause we are unstoppable, yeah. Told me now listen, everyone play their position. Buffalo got a tradition. They say we tripping, they better get out our way. Top of the table, we flipping, we on a mission. Got an unstoppable team, continue to follow your dream by any means. Buffalo, get in the Super Bowl ring. Cause we the Buffalo Bills. Yeah, we the Buffalo Bills. You better know that. Look how we throwing and catching, cause we are unstoppable, yeah. You better know that. Look how we running and hitting, cause we are unstoppable, yeah. Reppin' the mafia, yeah. Reppin' the mafia, Bills, mafia, yeah. You better know that. Look how we throwing and catching, cause we are unstoppable, yeah. You better know that. Look how we running and hitting, cause we are unstoppable, yeah. Mafia up in your city, time to get gritty. Screaming and yelling, we bugging. Look at the red and blue.
This is an MVP year for Josh Allen. As an MVP voter, I said this last week. Josh Allen, he looks like an MVP. When you vote for MVP, and I can speak for myself, I think I'm one of 50 voters, you look at a couple things. Who's the best team in football? Who's the best player on that team in football? What do they look like as the best player on that team in football? And how much talent is around that best player on that best team in football?
Cause we the Buffalo Bills. Yeah, we the Buffalo.
You got anybody in here? A couple people. Hey, listen, if you can hear me, put some in the comments for me, please. I'm trying to make sure that there he is. There he is. What's up, brother? Can you hear me?
A little. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Awesome. Yep. Got you loud and clear. How's everything going?
Great, man. Great. Just got home from work. I actually not just home from work. I went to work, left work, went to the mall. I had to get a couple of things for the company Christmas party.
Ah, what's that coming up? When you got that?
It's Friday night.
Friday night?
Yeah, so myself and the old lady will be
awesome.
Headed out, dressed up, and going to the company little shindig. I don't know how long we stay, but
it's all right. Yeah. You got to make your appearance, right? You got to make your presence felt, right? Go for the
yeah, man. It's free food, brother. You know,
yeah, that's true. You got to make that little casual late entrance. Fashionably late. Got to go in there, kind of make yourself known, and kind of,
absolutely.
Yep.
Why not?
I hear you. My company's remote. We don't do Christmas parties, unfortunately. But
that stinks.
It's all right. They just give us, but because all my bosses are all over the country, so it's great things about working at home are cool. But then when you with things like that, you kind of miss out on that. So what's up? Gonna say hello to everyone. Hello to Q. Hello to Dog. Hello to Carlos. See everyone in there. It's great to see everyone today. Rocking here. So.
Yeah, so I don't know. I think we got like a troll. I don't know who this guy is.
We got a troll. I like trolls. I bring them on, man. Yeah, thanks for listening to the podcast. Must mean the Bills are improving their record right now. So that could be a good sign, right? The more trolls, the better we're doing. So let's keep on winning this week. The showdown in Foxborough. We'll get to that as well. So
speaking of winning. Finally, Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills have beaten the Cincinnati Bengals
Yes.
with Joe Burrow at quarterback. It's finally happened, folks. It's finally happened. We got it done. We don't have to worry about that anymore.
Mm-hmm.
That's over with. Thank God. That has been hanging over this franchise's head for 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
For 3 years. So it was a pretty interesting week leading up to the game. Obviously, a lot of banter back and forth on social media, as
Oh
well
yeah.
as a few things said in the media by those guys. Really, anything. Oh yeah, you already know, dog. Yeah. But it was just kind of like I mean, and those of you who are um on Twitter, like if you've been around what that history is like
Mm-hmm.
with the Bengals fans. So when we were leading up to the game and we try to preview and talk to the other fan base and see how they feel about the game and how we feel, and they were saying that he said, there's no way, what are you guys going to do with our offense? Our defense has played great over the last like 3 weeks, especially when you look at the numbers on first and third down in the second and fourth quarters in between the 20 and 45-yard line. Like, I mean, they just had all of these like skewed stats that they wanted to use to make it seem like, their defense was playing really well and there was nothing that we could do to
Mm-hmm.
defend their weapons. And what are you guys gonna do with Jamar Chase and T. Higgins is back and Joe is back and we're the third most efficient rushing offense in the NFL and blah 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 and all this other stuff. And let's pull up some numbers real quick, guys. You know how I love these numbers.
Mm-hmm. Gotta love the numbers.
Uh, I mean, I don't hate ads. Ads are important. Just not right now. Um,
Yep.
yeah, let's go to the player stats, man. So let's talk about this top ranked rushing attack that we were gonna have to deal with. Uh, 18 carries for 54 yards. Any math people in here? Any math people? Don't worry about it. It's 3 yards a carry.
Yeah,
3 yards flat.
My St. John's education didn't come through right there, Will.
Yeah, it's 3 yards a carry.
Yeah.
So P Ryan, 6 carries for 31 yards, pretty good. Five yards a carry. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
Chase Brown, who is their lead back, 12 carries for 23 yards. He did have a touchdown, though. So good job, Chase. You got your fantasy owners a few extra points. That's cool.
They would talk about him like a generational running back at some
Right,
level. Some
right,
of the
right.
fans.
So
Yeah.
I mean, it was just like, what are you guys gonna do with all of these weapons? I mean, what are you going to do with Chase? What are you going to do with Jamar Chase? Jamar Chase, 5 catches, 5 receptions on 8 targets for 44 yards.
Mm-hmm.
He had longest reception was 8 yards. Oh no, I'm sorry. His longest reception was 16. He actually had a rushing play. Okay, so I'm sorry. Add 8 yards to their carries, to their rushing yards. So they had
Mm-hmm.
62 rushing yards on 19 carries. So a little bit better. A little bit better. It's closer to like 4. It's close, no, it's not actually. It's still 3, but it's a little closer. It's a little higher than just 3 yards a carry. So good job, guys. T. Higgins and Mike Gesicki, who are guys that we talked about being issues. I know I did. I talked about Gesicki being a problem, and oh yeah, let's get this guy out of here too. What's going on tonight? That's two now. Like two people in YouTube just wilding out. All right. The two guys that well, one of the guys that I was truly worried about was Mike Gesicki. And it's just from the history. He, when he played in
Mhm.
New England, he killed us. When he played in Miami, he was killing us. When he played in now he's playing in Cincinnati, still killing us. 6 receptions on 6 targets for 86 yards and a touchdown. Like he did his thing. T. Higgins as well had a really good game. 6 receptions on 11 targets, 92 yards, and he had 2 touchdowns. One was a one-handed grab in the end zone where I'm pretty sure he got interfered with. They just didn't throw the flag because he made the catch. What was the point? Um, but yeah, so uh, I mentioned, and I know you were in some of the spaces beyond, so you can
Yep.
vouch. I mentioned
Oh yeah.
that listen, I don't expect the corners to shut down your receiver. I don't expect that. What I do expect is for them to, um, what I do expect is for the corners to tackle. I'm expecting them to at least tackle, right? So, um, don't get cooked. Don't get out there and not have any space to
Mhm.
not give up a ton of separation, a ton of space. Close the gap, make tackles, don't give up the yards after the catch. And they did a pretty good job of that. When I brought that up and they said, well, who are your corners? I said, well, we got the rookie, Maxwell Harrison, and Christian Benford. And they laughed at Christian Benford. Like they literally were like, Benford, like he's not going to be able to do anything. And I'm like, no, over the last few games, Benford's kind of been strapping. He's kind of been strapping. Like he really has been doing his thing, and they kind of just laughed it off, and they said, well, Benford's not, Benford can't shut down Chase. And actually, he did. He pretty much strapped up Jamar Chase and had the biggest play of the game, in my opinion, with the interception on Burrow in the fourth quarter. That actually
Mhm.
turned into a touchdown. Um, Here's a crazy stat. Uh, Christian Benford had more yards receiving from a pass from Joe Burrow than Jamar Chase did in the game. Do you know that?
Really?
Yeah. Yep.
Wow.
Benford caught the interception, ran it back for 63 yards. Jamar Chase had five. He had 5 carries, 44 yards total.
Mm.
44 total. So, yeah, that's that. Um, let's wrap them up. I mean, I don't know if I don't know if I don't know if we have smokers in here, but you can go ahead and get your Bengals pack fired up. Uh, I'm not a smoker, however, I did have a victory cigar. I definitely smoked on that Bengals pack. Um, and listen, it's age. It was age. It's aged for 3 years. It was hitting. It was hitting, y'all. I promise. Speaking of hitting, Shaq Thompson, violent, very, very violent.
Yes.
Yet again, he put a hit on Chase Brown. That was so clean. Just uh, and when I watch the way these guys are playing defense, especially Shaq Thompson and Matt Milano, those two together, and you see how they're operating in McDermott's defense, and you see them do things like beat the blockers for the screen to the spot and get to the ball carrier before he even has a chance to make a move upfield. That is
Mhm.
amazing. It's amazing. Does that mean we can tell the Bengals fan about this win 3 years later? Absolutely. Absolutely. Listen, they're going to hear about this for a very long time.
Oh yeah.
And if there are any Bengals fans watching, I want to have a quick word with you guys. Um, before we move on. Actually, no, just hold that thought. We'll get right back to you. Shaq Thompson, very, very violent. Um, the defense looks better with him wearing the green dot. I'm not saying that Bernard can't come back and play that position. I'm not saying that he can't come back and be the green dot. I'm not saying that he can't come back and get major snaps. I'm a firm believer. Right now, the defense, I feel like they're playing well. I feel like we're kind of getting hot. So I wouldn't change anything. Now, do you bring Bernard back in? Absolutely, because there are going to be times where you want to go base, but you don't want to give up a ton in coverage. Now you're taking a guy like Dorian Williams off, and you bring Terrell Bernard in, and now you have that. You have the coverage. You have the instincts. You have the ability to trigger and make tackles. Obviously, Dorian Williams is a better tackler than Terrell Bernard, but Terrell Bernard has more experience playing in this defense. He's been better in this defense than Dorian Williams has been. So I think when you get a base situation going where you have the three linebackers, and it's Matt Milano, it's Terrell Bernard, it's Shaq Thompson. You're not giving up a ton in coverage by going from slot corner to the linebacker, but what you are giving up something in coverage. You are. But what you're getting in return in size, strength, run stopping ability, and just the overall physicality of the defense. I mean, I'm a fan of it. I think you can definitely go into the playoffs and play that way. But before I continue to ramble on, because you know that I can, beyond
Yes, sir.
the game against Cincy, was it as good for you as it was for me? Because it was great.
It was excellent. I mean, we knew going in. Listen, respect. I do respect Joe Burrow. I mean, he's a great quarterback when he's healthy. We know he's had his health issues, and you, like you said, we slayed a big dragon. I think for this era of Bills football, right? I think getting over Cincinnati was a big thing. Even though this team did come in with just a sliver play of hope, they still had hope. They came off a great win against Baltimore. They were feeling great about themselves. They had their players back. There were really no excuses at that point. We beat them at their best, and I'm glad that we did. I'm glad we didn't avoid Joe Burrow. I'm glad that we went in there, and because it's just, again, for football's all about emotion. It's about confidence, right? And that you could see the Bills are starting to build that again after that tough loss to Houston, respond to Pittsburgh, respond against Cincinnati. We'll go over the injury report later, but I think this was it was a massive win, and the way that they won it too, I think, was important too. Christian Benford. I mean, what could you say about number 47, right? I mean, this is a quiet guy. He's very unassuming.
Agent 47.
Agent 47. Yes, Agent 47. And great to see that he's starting to get the national respect that he deserves. And I do expect more and more of that if we keep advancing and get to where we want to be, somewhere in Northern California in February. But I think these are the kind of wins that build that character. Again, the defense did what they had to do. They came up big when they had to. That's the most important thing, right, Whittle? I mean, we knew Joe Burrow was going to eat. We knew that their receivers are too good, right? And look at what he did to Jamar Chase. I mean, Jamar Chase, I think, is the best receiver of football. I think it's bar none. I would take him over any receiver in this league if I had to. And he was pretty pedestrian. And I think that just as a credit. And again, Josh Allen doing Josh Allen things. I mean, great job. And hey, Whittle, what's been something you've been talking about for a long time about Dawson Knox?
Oh,
right?
Well, what I said was
You've
what I've
been
been
talking.
saying is that,
Yeah.
what I've been saying is that Dawson Knox is still, in my opinion, I still think Dawson Knox is top 12 tight end in the NFL.
Yeah.
I think Dawson Knox is a great tight end. Maybe not top 15. I'll go with top 15. I think he's better than half the other tight ends in the NFL. Obviously you got your Brock Bowers, you got your Trey McBride. You have your I can't even put Dalton Schultz in there anymore, or Ferguson. Like a lot of these guys have kind of fallen off.
Yeah.
I'd say Kincaid is. I mean, Kincaid's a better receiver. He's a better route runner. But what Dawson Knox brings you in, gives you in the Laporta. I don't know how I didn't think about Laporta. Yeah, that's another one for sure. Thank you, Kelsey.
Mm-hmm.
I mean the obvious guy. But what you get from Dawson Knox from the standpoint of how well he blocks up, don't forget about Kittle. That's another one. How
Yep.
well he is, how good he is as a blocker. Not just in the run game, but also helping out your right tackle, or helping out your tackle at times with putting the body on the edge to corral that speed guy and to corral the edge and give Spencer Brown a better chance at winning that pass block rep. Um, you know, he's great at those things. He's great in space as a blocker. But then what he gives you as just a big athletic target who can get down the field in a hurry. He's a mismatch for linebackers. He's also a mismatch for corners because he's so big. He's difficult for them to get around. We saw Gesicki use his size on an out route against both Maxwell Harrison and Taron Johnson, but he just could not get to the ball because of those long arms and the size. And that's essentially what you're getting from Dawson Knox. He's just way more physical. He had a great game. I mean, he had a really, really great game Sunday. Let me get back to it. 6 receptions on 7 targets for 93 yards. That's a big time game for Dawson Knox. And I'm gonna be honest with you guys, like Bills fans, I know that you hate the contract that he signed, but like this production that you saw from Dawson Knox, we could have been getting this for the last 2 years. The only thing that changed was we drafted Kincaid. So Kincaid was taken in the first round. He's going to get the priority in targets. He's a better receiving threat. Than Dawson Knox is. I mean, I'm gonna concede that, but all around tight end, I think I think Dawson Knox is one of the best, man. He's one of the best all around tight ends in the league. And I promise you this: if the Bills continue to lean into utilizing those tight ends, obviously you're going to use Kincaid in situations where teams are bringing pressure or they're playing man coverage. Kincaid's the guy. But if teams are going to line up in base and challenge you to run the football or throw the football out of bigger sets, Dawson Knox is available, man. And you saw it. So I just think, listen, the guy's got to get the work. If he gets the targets, he will produce he did, just like he did on Sunday.
Yep. And there's a lot, he's great in the locker room. He never has ever complained after they drafted Kincaid, because I'm sure I could guarantee you, right, Whittle, he's sitting home watching that draft. And then you don't think his eyebrow went up when they said, Dalton Kincaid. Okay, that's kind of interesting, right? And then yes, the contract, and I get what Dave's saying here about the contract, and I get it. I understand, that, because the cap, we've been tight against the cap. We've had to play cap gymnastics a lot of times to fit guys in. And I can understand Dave's point of view on that. And I get it at some level too. I do feel like though Dawson will be one of those guys, and I could be wrong, but I feel like he'll be one of those, just restructure my deal. We'll figure it out. I feel like he's a Bills lifer. He's what we always say FOJ, right? Friend to Josh, right? So when you're a friend to Josh, you have a place on this roster. I would be very surprised if he wants to get out, unless his agent just tells him, hey, you could get big money out there somewhere else. I don't know if I see it at this point for him. So I think he just means, like you said, and it's not just about receptions, right, Whittle? It's like, and we could even get into Rousseau as well, but everybody talks about Rousseau, sacks, blah, blah, blah. But you're not seeing that he's elite in one major aspect of his game. Same thing with Knox. He's an elite blocker. There's other things he does. It's not just about, give me 60 catches for my fantasy team. It's more than that. So I think a lot of fans have to step back, and you can see the synergy of our tight end room. I mean, I think 1 to 3, we have the best tight ends in the NFL. Somebody can at me and argue with me all you want. I think we have the best tight end room in the league when you're even throwing Jackson Hawes. I mean, we have so many options there. It's just such a pivotal part of this team right now.
He caught the it's not the game winner, but I mean the game winner really was the pick 6, but like that was the score, Jackson Hayden's score. That was Jackson Hawes, his score put the game out of reach. Like that was the nail in the coffin for the Cincinnati Bengals. So it's over, Cincinnati. It's over. It's over. You're 4-9, season died. It's over. 4-9, season died. It's over. It's curtains. You're done. You're done. Okay? Pack it up. Lock a clean out. You know what I'm saying? Y'all gonna be doing cardio for the rest of the year. That's cool. Like it's great. Throw the ball around, run around, make some catches. Add the stats a bit, but understand you're not playing for anything now. And we did this to you. The Buffalo Bills ended your season 3 years in a row now. You haven't missed the play. You haven't made the playoffs. It's over. There's no more contender talk. There's no more. Nobody wants to see us in the playoffs. You're right. We don't, because you're not going to be there. It's over. It's over.
We may have done more.
I listen to Cincinnati media, Cincinnati podcasters, Cincinnati, spaces all week talk about how there was nothing that we could do to stop this offense, and we just had to try to keep up and score with them and hope that they made a mistake. Well, guess what? You did. And if we're going to be honest completely, you only really had a half of football where you were dominant. Like, let's be clear. You were dominant in the first half. You had 3 possessions. You scored on all of them. Really had us against the ropes. You know that meme where the kid is sitting there like, they almost had me there, but yeah, you almost had us. You got to be quicker than that. Sorry. You got to be quicker than that. And you just weren't. Second half, you didn't score. Second half, you didn't score. You didn't score. And you didn't score. And then you scored some touchdowns late. But ultimately, after halftime, we scored. You punted. That's what happened.
We may have done more than knock the Bengals out of the playoffs. If you heard Joe Burrow's comments today, I think since he's got some bigger things to worry about than the Buffalo Bills right now, and they may have to start thinking about the long-term future of number 9 under center, not so much in Cincinnati, Whittle, but how about in the NFL? Pretty interesting comments he said today. He's got a lot going on personally, and he's thinking about, and maybe it's just so raw for him because he came back. It's been frustrating for him. I'm sure. Maybe in 5-6 weeks he'll feel differently. Maybe in February, hopefully when he's sitting on the couch, maybe with some Cincy content creator we know, with a bowl of Skyline chili, watching the Bills, on television in the Super Bowl. Let's hope, maybe some extra sweet, extra salty, extra cheese on top. You know what I mean? So, maybe, we'll pass on the Skyline chili. We got way better food in Buffalo, and even such as you in Jersey, California. So we'll pass on that. So, but anyway, maybe they have some other things to worry about. So it'll be interesting to see how that goes. I mean, that's something I didn't expect to hear him say, but if I'm a Bengal fan, I could already hear what they're saying in the spaces, and it's a concern. I mean, he could go the Andrew Luck route. It's really hard to say, but
guys, we broke them. Okay,
be it as it may.
There's another fan base that we've broken. Yep. This is another team that we've broken.
We have, and we've moved on from Burrow, and now with Patrick Mahomes maybe on the ropes and maybe Lamar Jackson. I think Dave brings up an interesting point here, Whittle, about really the big 4 in the AFC. It looks like there may just be Josh standing. More pressure on Josh than previous years. I mean, I think it was anyway, personally, in terms of the pressure that Josh is going to face, but I do think it's going to be magnified It could be more difficult. We'll see how it goes this week. We'll pivot to New England in a bit, but we may have to do a lot of it on the road coming up this year. But it is going to be, Josh Allen's going to be front and center on NFL Network, on all the shows. It's, if Josh Allen's the only quarterback of those four standing, it's going to be all about us. So be ready for it, folks. So I think that's a very good point.
Yeah. So that is an excellent point. We are currently looking at playing at least the first game on the road, depending on how things shake out after that. But wanted to bring up something that I don't think we give enough credit, or we pay attention enough to. Josh Allen, and I wore this shirt purposely today. I don't know if you guys out there can see it, but it's Josh Allen standing in the middle of two of his teammates. If I'm not mistaken, one is, I don't know. One is Dawson Knox, and I think this is Quentin Morris over here. I think that's Quentin Morris. And they're putting the crown on top of Josh Allen, like they're putting an imaginary crown on top of Josh Allen. Oh, no. No, sir, David. Excuse me. Joe Burrow is 30. He's not 29. He's 30. Burrow's 30. Him and Mahomes, I believe, are the same age.
Yes, that is correct.
Wait,
They're 1 year older than
Am I right?
Yeah, I believe.
I think I'm right. I'm pretty sure I'm right. Hold on.
Oh, wait. Wasn't Joe Burrow drafted after Josh Allen? Oh, no. He's 29 years today. So he's 1 year behind Josh.
Okay. All right. My bad.
Actually, they're almost the same age. Yeah. About 6 months apart. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. My fault. I was wrong. That's kind of crazy. And he's only he's 29 and he's played 3 full seasons, I think.
Yeah.
What is it? 6 years? 6 years? I believe 6 years. He's been in the league, something like that.
Availability is a big part of it. I mean, sometimes it's not his fault in some cases. Sometimes you get unlucky, but still, when you're judging him against the greats, that is a factor.
Right. But I mean, let's be clear though. Like, I don't want this to be misconstrued. Like, Joe Burrow's cold. Like, he is a killer. He's a dog.
Yes.
The fact that he had 2 turnovers late, and they were I mean, listen, the play from Benford, that's a great play. It's a great play. 100%. He's coming in on a blitz. Burrow recognizes it because he got hit with that blitz earlier in the game. Burrow's looking to set the screen up and throw the quick pass. And he just doesn't put enough on it. And Benford made a great play, takes off, scores the touchdown. That's very uncharacteristic of Joe Burrow. Then the tip from Big Co Poppy, aka Jordan Phillips. He tips the ball in the air. AJ Epinesa, just for whatever reason, he finds the football. He always does. I think he is the Buffalo Bills leader in interceptions of all defensive linemen.
Really?
Like, in the history. Yeah.
Wow.
I believe that's a stat. I believe that's a stat. Y'all fact check me on that, but I think he has the most interceptions of any defensive lineman in the history of the Buffalo Bills, which is kind of wild because, I mean, the guy's been in the league 6 years. I mean, he's been in the league 7, 8 years. No, he came in. He came in the year after Josh. He was the year after Josh. So, yeah, 7 years. 7 years in. That's kind of wild. I think that's kind of wild. What else? And so back to Josh Allen. I get it. Obviously, Josh is a great quarterback. We know that the receivers, the majority of Bills fans are not happy with the collection of receivers that we have. not happy with the way the offense looks. It's not sexy enough. We don't push the ball downfield enough. Maybe it feels like we're underutilizing Josh Allen's talents and his abilities, but this man makes. There are some just some of these throws, bro. The ball. First off, the set that he has to have to even try some of these throws is massive. That's number one. Then the fact that he has the ability to actually make these plays a possibility. He's got the arm strength, the accuracy, the size, and the courage to take the shot. But then he makes these plays. That's sick. The throw to Kincaid was unbelievable. The defender is exactly where he needs to be. And there's the throw to Kincaid in the end zone. I mean, we're talking about a matter of inches away from the fingertips of a defender. And it's a touchdown. He's nuts. Shakir. The throw he threw, the pass he threw to Shakir, which was behind the helmet and to the side of a Bengals linebacker, unreal. It got Kincaid. It's fourth and goal.
Yeah,
2 yards away. I mean, it might have been 4th and 4.
I think it was 4th and 4, but that's the other thing. It was 4th down. That was a massive play. I mean, massive.
Kincaid's there's like 3 defenders around him. The fact that Josh even tried it, that's one of those like heat checks where you hit a couple of threes early in the game and you dribble down court on a 3-and-1, and you're looking at your coach, and your coach is looking at you like, you better not take this 3, and you take it anyway. And your coach is like, no. Swish, great shot. Don't try it again. That's I have to imagine that that's what McDermott is going through. Like if I was coaching Buffalo Bills, and he threw immediately in the meetings, the next time we get together, I'm pulling that play up and I'm saying, Josh, you almost took me out of here with this throw. Because it's 4th and 4. We're down. What were we down at the time? 10?
10.
If you don't get that throw, we're probably looking at being down 13 to 17 points.
Yep. I could honestly tell you, Whittle, I don't think we win the game.
Throw that, bro. Like why would you throw that behind a defender's head? Like, why would you even try that?
Josh,
but he makes those plays.
Josh doing Josh things, Whittle.
The crazy thing about it, which is why I wore the shirt today, is it was 14-3 when he threw, which is even worse. If we don't score there, we're getting blown out.
Yep.
So the crazy thing, like when these plays happen, it's like because they've happened so many times, I don't feel like we give the proper respect to how nuts, how amazing this guy actually is. Like, I've never seen a quarterback jump over a linebacker before until Josh Allen came into the NFL.
Yeah.
Then you see Josh Allen truck guys. Like, he's trucking corners and safeties and linebackers, and it's like, what other quarterback in the NFL has done it? Cam Newton. That's it. It's just him and Cam. There aren't any other quarterbacks doing that. Not that I can remember off the top of my head.
Little Josh Allen is the greatest show in the world for football. He's the greatest show right now. It's not even. I'm not saying he's the best or Mahomes has the trophy. That's not what I'm talking about. as a
No,
player,
he's the
right?
best. No, but
Would you,
Brian, we have to start being honest. We have to
yes,
start
but
being honest. Josh
you're
Allen's the
right.
most talented quarterback in the NFL.
NFL history
It's
is the
not
most
like
talented
it
quarterback
is
in
what
NFL history,
yeah,
in my opinion. Now,
yeah.
but again, he's must see TV for me. I mean, I get text. I don't know about you, Whittle, but I get texts from friends back east. They're Giants fans and they're Philly fans, and they love watching Josh. Like they look forward to it, and they're not even fans of the Bills in any way, shape, or form. So, and I agree with Nautica. He is the most talented quarterback I've ever seen. He is getting GMs fired, Whittle, because they're trying to find the next Josh Allen, but that's not going to happen anytime soon, folks.
Yeah.
We how many times have we heard the next Josh, the next Josh? I mean, we hear it with the guy we're playing this week. Now he's showing some signs of that, but you know, that here nor there, there's still only one Josh. There's still a couple other things. It's just that Josh gets us frustrated at times, as we know, when he could take a little easy, he could make it a little easy on himself at times, and he doesn't. And while we love his competition and we love his DNA and how he's wired, man, if he could just ever just reach back in those other games in the middle of the year, we would make it so easier on ourselves to get the 1 seed. Look how hard we got to push down to try to get that 1 seed or get the division now. That's my only frustration with Josh Allen at this point.
Right. So, when I look at the things that Josh Allen does, I mean, there are a lot of firsts. I've never seen a perfect game from a quarterback. I saw that with Josh Allen. I've never seen a quarterback go for a fourth down, like a 4th and 1, leap over the pile, extend the football, defender reach out to grab the ball, the quarterback then getting pulled over the pile, snatch the ball away, like what he did to the Dallas Cowboys on Thanksgiving. That was crazy.
I was at that game, Whittle. That's when I'll never forget it. I will never forget in my seat and getting up and going crazy. And I thought to myself, yeah, he's that dude. We're
Final
good.
minutes of the game against Detroit a few years ago. Josh Allen throws a 40-yard laser on a rope. Not a bomb, not let me put some air under this so we can get there. No. It was a laser. He threw a bullet pass 40 yards into triple coverage to Stephon Diggs to set up the game-winning field goal in Detroit.
That was on Thanksgiving. Yeah, that was Thanksgiving. I'll never forget. Yeah, that throw was crazy. That's probably my favorite Josh Allen throw of all time, to be truthful.
Not mine. A couple years, not too long ago, against Miami, 3 defenders around Stephon Diggs, who's sitting down to catch this football. He plants the ball in between the 1 and 4 on his jersey. There's 3 defenders there. That's nuts.
Yep.
That is nuts.
He's a joy to watch. Let's be fair. And again, you know, this right here, and Nautica, you know, I get it. You know, some Bills fans have a tough time criticizing Allen. I would say it's more, I want to use this word critique, Whittle. I think it's okay to critique Allen, right? He's a franchise quarterback, folks. He puts himself at a high standard. It's not just us. So it's perfectly okay to critique him at times because we know, you know, so we all want the same thing. We all want them to win a Super Bowl and get to where we need to. So, but I understand, you know, what Nautica's saying. We have to sit and really appreciate it in terms of what Josh Allen is bringing to the table.
Here's the other side of that, Beyond. Because I know how good you actually can be, when you go out there and go, you know, 12 for 25 for, you know, 112, 115 yards, a touchdown, and 3 turnovers. I'm like, why? Why are you doing like I know what you can do. I know how good you can be. So now it's like, why are you playing with me, bro? Like, why are you doing this when I know you're better than this? You know you're better. The defense knows you're better than this. Why are you doing this? Like, why? What's up? Like the game against Houston. Dog, why? Why? Like, why do we even have games like this when then we get you putting on a show against the best quarterbacks in the NFL? Not to mention this year, Josh Allen has beat Lamar Jackson, Patrick Mahomes, Baker Mayfield, now Joe Burrow.
Mm-hmm.
And there are 2 more guys to go. Hopefully they run into at least one of them in the playoffs. Justin Herbert.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. Like Drake May Sunday.
Yep.
And Justin Herbert. That's it. That's it. I mean,
absolutely.
This guy's not elite, but you know, we get Jalen Hurts in Buffalo in a couple of weeks as well.
Mm-hmm. But who knows what Eagle team's going to show up? But we'll see. Yep. Mm-hmm.
If Josh can beat all of these quarterbacks, dog, like I don't want to see those. I don't want to see a Houston game.
Mm-hmm.
You're better than that. I don't want to see the way you played against the Falcons. That's terrible. Yep. And we know how good you can be. So why are we getting those performances from you?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
But I'm not going to believe in that point.
Well, I do have an answer for you on something you asked earlier. And AJ Epineza is now tied for second in the post-merger record for 4 career interceptions all since 2020. The guy that's in first, I'd be willing to bet if we all sat here and tried to guess 50 players, none of us would get it without Googling it. Okay. From 1963 to 1970, a guy by the name of Ron McDowell holds the most records for interceptions for defensive linemen in Buffalo Bills history. He has 6 from 1963 to 1970. So there you go. Ron McDowell I could have sat here for months trying to figure that out and never would have gotten it. So
there you go. I'm wrong again. I think my error percentage is back up to 95.
Hey, you're improving though. It used to be 98, so I guess
used to be 98. I had a good week though. I had a good week. I was right about the Shecky. I was right about the game. I was right about Benford. I was right about a lot this week. So I think I got down to about like 92.
Yep.
Today I lost.
By the way, speaking of 98%, I mean a little public service announcement for tonight. 138 to 89 for the Oklahoma City Thunder. They are 24-1. Whittle, this team is just, I mean, I don't know if any of you pay attention to basketball, but what we're seeing is historic right now. It is just unbelievable. This team is just ripping teams apart. I know it's early. Whittle, their point differential right now is 17.4 points a game. I've never seen that all the years I've watched the NBA. And we'll see if it continues, but that caught the corner of my eye. I said, wow, this team is just, I mean, special stuff that's going on right now in Oklahoma City.
I'm letting you know right now.
Here we go.
Celtics trade for that center out in the Clippers. I think his name is Zubac.
Okay. All right. We'll counter with Giannis. Okay, next.
They grab him.
Yep.
DHP by February, March, the latest. The Boston Celtics are going to the finals.
Yep.
Okay. If they trade for that center, we're going to get Tatum back by the end of February, early March.
Okay.
The Celtics are going back to the finals.
All right. Listen, Whittle, it's going to be quite a playoffs. Hopefully James Dolan keeps his hands off our roster and lets our GM do his thing, and we can get Giannis for instead of overpaying, like we all know James Dolan can meddle. So
you guys had a chance. You guys had your opportunity. Tatum was down. It ended up happening. All of these young guys that are on our team that weren't playing before, they're very confident now. They're very, very confident.
All right. Listen, we got to get better on the road. We're 13-1 at home, but Mike Brown is a guy I'm having some confidence in. We'll get there. We still got plenty of ball to go, but we're both off to a good start, so it should make some excellent banner. going back and
This
forth.
this
Yeah, I
rotation
can't
right
believe
now.
of all teams that OKC lost to Portland. Like, yeah, crazy as it is, but that's how it goes. That's why I don't bet, ladies and gentlemen, right there. So there you go. But
But
anyway,
let's
just
get
that
into
caught the attention of my. I couldn't let it go. It's just so incredible that just needed to be mentioned.
let's get into this matchup Sunday.
Let's
Um,
go.
1 o'clock in Foxborough. I will not be attending this game. I was very, very close to getting to attending this game. The
Mm-hmm.
flight to Boston was around $130 round trip.
Nice. Oh, that's
Can't
pretty
beat
good.
that. I love
Mm-hmm.
the city of Boston.
It is a nice place.
It's very nice, very beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I'm still a Celtics fan, so that's another reason. But listen,
Well, yeah.
the
Nothing.
tickets
No place is perfect. Them and the
are
Red Sox.
well, like the tickets are unbelievable. Like these tickets are going for playoff prices. We're
Mm.
talking about lower bowl is going for like $400 or $500.
Ouch.
Like if you want to sit if you want to sit on the sidelines and watch the game, field level, you're gonna pay if not five, close to five. You want to sit behind the end zone,
Mm-hmm.
it's a little bit better. You're paying 340, 350,
Mm-hmm.
which is still crazy.
Yeah.
Like these are playoff numbers, man. And you know what? That just goes to tell you how big this matchup is.
Yep.
Patriots come in with a 11-2 record, fresh off of a bye, where, if I'm not mistaken, uh, the head coach Vrabel
Vrabel.
is undefeated after bye
Yes.
weeks. So they have 2 weeks. They've had 2 weeks to prepare. I think the Bills put some pretty good film out over the last 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
They had 2 wins, but yeah,
Yeah.
I don't
You really have to be impressed with New England, though. I mean, as much as we despise New England, I mean, what a great year they're having. Unexpected. I mean, we knew that they were going to take a step up, right? Whittle, we talked about them maybe making the playoffs. I don't think anybody in their wildest dreams thought they'd be sitting here at 11-2, with a chance to kind of knock out the 5-time defending AFC East champions at home and sweep them this year, which is pretty unbelievable. And it is rare for Buffalo and New England to both be good at the same time, folks. This doesn't happen very often. Because during the drought years, the Patriots were great. In the 90s, when we were dominant, the Patriots were horrible. So it's pretty rare that they've both been this good. I mean, of course, the last time we played them in a big game in the playoffs, we destroyed them and ended Bill Belichick's reign, which was beautiful. But that seems like ages ago at this point when you think about where New England's come along. So, and then like Dave said, like if we win this game, and you hope Miami keeps winning, so week 18 becomes important. I mean, it certainly can. One game at a time is our mantra here, and this is the biggest one we got coming up. So, obviously, Whittle, did you want me to post? I do have our injury report available. I could post that to start if you'd like me to do that. Let me just grab that. And Dave said something too, that Spencer Brown is a go this week. But taking a look at our injury report here, I gotta say it's one of the cleanest ones we've had maybe all year. So it looks like we got
had in years.
in a long. That's true. I mean, usually this time of year we're getting more and more banged up, but it's even great to see Palmer limited. Do you think there's a chance Palmer plays Sunday, or do you think they'll hold him out another week?
We hold him out. I don't see. Like, I mean, I don't know. Maybe it depends on how he's moving. We could definitely use him because that corner tandem up there is really good. Carlton Davis and Christian Gonzalez. So and then on top of that, you have the slot corner in Marcus Jones, who's pretty good as well. I mean, They got a lot of weapons. They got a lot of weapons on offense and defense. It's a talented, very, very talented team. But um, their star free agent acquisition, um, Milton Williams, has been
Mhm.
on IR for a few weeks now. He will not be available for this game. And ever since he went on IR, ever since he got hurt, the Patriots' run defense has suffered immensely. They went from giving up about 3.6 yards a rush to over the last few games, they're giving up over 5 yards a carry. So that's something that I think the Bills can try to take advantage of. Um, the other thing that they can try to take advantage of is that New England does try to push the ball down the field. So I would trust the athletes that I have in coverage and just send extra guys at Drake May. Um, I think you got to treat him like you treat Burrow. You just don't give this guy time to sit there and pick the perfect spot to go with the football.
Mhm.
Last time we played them, he kind of went off. And Diggs went off against Taron Johnson and Trey White. So this time, Maxwell Harrison will be out there. So I expect things to be a little different.
Yep.
What are your thoughts on the game?
No, yeah, I was gonna ask you about Hairston and who would you put him on at this point, because you made a good point. New England does like to push the ball down the field, and I feel like that's where Harrison's speed will really be a big play. And I agree. Let's make Drake May uncomfortable, right? He's been again, Drake May's been fantastic, borderline MVP candidate. You could probably even make an argument that if he finishes strong here, he's got a shot to win MVP, which is if you had told me that before the season, I would thought you were nuts. But I think another key in this game too, Whittle, is Hunter Henry. I always feel like he's a guy that is always an underrated threat. Kind of try to keep him in check a little bit too. But where would you play Hairston and maybe Benford in this game? How would you attack it if you were the coordinator?
Anytime Diggs lines up on the boundary, I'm putting Bedford on.
Okay.
If he's in the slot, you just got to trust Aaron Johnson, take care of business. I want Harrison on Boutte because he's their deep threat guy.
Mm,
That's why I want Harrison chasing after that kid.
I agree.
Personally, I think Harrison can strap him up, but we got to play the game to see it, man. But I think Harrison's gonna have a good day against the Patriots. Now, Patriots haven't really been able to run the football, but they have been able to. They have been able to play pretty good. Like they have played pretty good defense. Mike Vrabel's got those guys coached up really, really well. Listen, this is not going to be an easy matchup. I don't think any of them are, but this is one where I believe that if the Bills can take care of the football and establish the run early, their linebackers, their standout, smart, very good linebackers will have an opportunity to they'll be forced with making a decision. And if we're getting 4 or 5 yards a clip in the run game, they got to make a choice. Do I sit back and wait and make sure it's a run and try to crash in and make a play, or do I try to take this play away? I try to get in there before they get this run going and get this guy off his spot. I don't know. I don't know which way. I don't know which way it's going to go, but I think
Yep.
the
Yep.
Bills have to. We got to win.
Absolutely. This is a must win. It's not even so much in terms of the division, because I still think the division is going to be, well, I mean, if we win this game, it definitely puts it in play. But for me, it's really just about the Bills finishing strong at this point, Whittle, keeping our, getting our guys healthy. I mean, Ed Oliver's looking closer and closer to coming back at this point. So I think this is a statement week for the Buffalo Bills. I feel like, New England's been coming on hard, and a lot of people, I feel like the Bills have shown signs of it coming out of it lately. And I feel like this is where this team as a whole, and we've seen Sean McDermott's record in December, which is sterling since he's been head coach of the Buffalo Bills. I do expect this team to be prepared. It doesn't sound like the weather's going to be a major factor in this game in terms of the wind or anything like that. So again, it's just the normal keys. It's a lot of the normal cliche things, but they, the kicking game is going to be very important. Special teams is going to be big in this game. I haven't seen who maybe the referees are going to be in this game, but that's always a factor in terms of how we play things. And like I said, it's great that we're getting Spencer Brown back and that he's going to give it a go. That's going to be big. And like I said, James Cook and the whole Bills running game. I'm sorry?
Game was full. He was full. He was a full participant.
Yep.
Okay, full participant. That's big. That's big.
Very big. Absolutely. And we need the running game to be strong. We couldn't run the ball very well. And you brought up a great point. Milt Williams being out is a big loss. They still have a defense that can make plays. We got that guy Tonga in the middle. He's an interesting nose tackle. And they do, and Krista Gonzalez is a guy you got to be aware of at all times. But again, I agree with you, Whittle. If we just play smart, if we control the ball, and I feel like if we could get to Drake May and just force him into that one or two mistake or two as a younger quarterback, and remember, he's going to wake up Sunday morning. Okay, he's been great, but they've been, they're doing their thing. Nobody's really paying attention to him for a while. Lights are big on Sunday. Now everybody's watching, right? This is where it's December, and he's still a young guy, and I'm just interested to see how he responds in that under the big lights with.
Yeah,
a lot of pressure, and he may come through in flying colors. I will have to see, but we need to make it uncomfortable for him. We can't. Like you're right. I love the way he looks down the field. I like how he goes through his business. I'm very impressed with him. I mean, I really think he's going to be. I mean, do I know if he's going to be a great quarterback, Whittle? I can't just say that just yet, but at the very least, he's one of the better quarterbacks in the league. I think for the foreseeable future. I don't anticipate that'll fall off a cliff or anything, but I still want to see more before we crown him as one of the great quarterbacks of the NFL.
I don't disagree with that. I mean, I'm going to look at this from the standpoint of how has he played this year. He's been excellent. Even in comparison to what he was last year, you can see the growth, you can see the maturity, you can see how much the veteran wide receivers have come in and they've kind of stabilized that New England passing attack. This is kind of where I'm at too. Both teams have something to prove. The Bills really need to go in there and win this game and show the world, hey, we're still here. We're still one of the better teams. Y'all got to worry about us. We're not falling off. And then, the Patriots want to win this game because win this game, they lock up the division. That's it. They win the division if they win this game.
And they may be on course for a 1 seed, which is something that almost unheard of this time of year. Hey, Whittle, Vegas still has the Buffalo Bills as favorites to win the AFC right now. So
yeah, no,
they see it.
Like
they,
or whatever.
Yep. Yeah, so we got to back it up.
No Pat, no Lamar, no Joe Burrow. Like, I mean, these guys are, these are the best of the best. So, I mean, none of those guys you have to go through. You just got to beat C.J. Stroud or Phillip Rivers at 44. Like
Phillip Rivers at 44, back in the NFL. Who would have thought it would?
Crazy.
I guess anything is possible, right? Oh man, but yeah, I feel bad for Daniel Jones. By the way, that he really had a great renaissance this year, and just to see that Achilles injury, that's pretty tough. I mean, that's
screws him up.
Yeah.
Yeah, special teams. That's another thing. I wanted to touch on real quick. They do have a really good special teams unit. Marcus Jones is going to be back there running back punt and things like that. I mean, they did lose Antonio Gibson, their running back. He was also their, return guy. Losing him to, I think it was an ACL.
Mm-hmm.
That hurts.
Yep.
Yeah, that hurts. That's the game, man. It's part of the game, but
Yep.
uh,
Interesting little DVOA tidbit, Whittle. Patriots are considered around 17th overall by DVOA analytics, despite their strong record. So now, granted, they have an easy schedule, but they've been beating teams pretty soundly on that schedule. So I have to give them that. It's not like they're winning games, by 1 point, 2 points against really inferior teams. Some of these, I mean, the Giants, they buried them on Monday night. That game was over almost just after the coin toss. So they, as the Giants have been this year, as we know. So it's been, so to the Patriots' credit, they can't make their schedule. I mean, it's kind of preset. So, but they have been.
you can only beat the teams in front of you. That's
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, and they have a good coaching staff too. They have guys with experience. That's the thing. Vrabel and Josh McDaniel has been in so many big games as a coordinator. I do expect he'll have a good game plan for us. That's going to be a great chess match between McDermott / Babbage and Josh McDaniel, and see how we do in this game. So I'm ready for it, Whittle. I'm excited for this. 1 p.m. I'm actually glad it's at 1 p.m. Believe it or not, I think they couldn't. By the way, for everybody wondering why didn't they put this on Sunday night, they contractually could not do it because you can't have two teams same year on Sunday night, I believe. So don't forget we played them Sunday night, week 5, and I think CBS owns the rights to the game, so it's a TV thing. So that's why they didn't move the game.
We're not giving up. Nobody's giving up a game with Josh Allen. It's not happening.
No, yeah, and 4:00 has Green Bay, Denver, and there's some other great games going on this week, so it's going to be fun. I wish I was going, but no games for me this year, Whittle. So preparing for my trip next week. So I'm heading over to Pond, the big pond, the Pacific Pond. So next week I'll be here, and then I'm heading to the Philippines for about 10 days, Whittle. So I don't, who knows? Maybe I'll do the pod with you on Thursday morning, 9:00. I'll join you in the morning, live from Manila. We'll see how it goes. So we'll see if we can make it happen somehow. But I digress. But I guess we're at that point right now, Whittle.
Yeah, let's wrap it.
We can wrap it and talk some game picks. So anybody in the group chat, give me your game picks. Give me some scores. I like them. I'll say this, Whittle. I've gone back and forth. I say my confidence level is about 60 to 65% this game. It's out of respect for who we're playing. Tough road game on the road. I know Stephon Diggs hinted. They told him they're a 1.5 point underdog this week. He goes, good. And, they're going to play with the chip on their shoulder. And that's going to actually help New England in a way. But, Whittle, I think this is the week we make our statement. And this is no disrespect to New England. You have to be bullish on them going forward. But we're the team, and this is weird playing New England. We're the team with the experience. We're the team with the playoff medal, not New England for all those years that, we would be in this role. We'd be on the other side of it. But I think the Bills come through big this week, Whittle. I think the key, keep their running game at bay the way you said. They haven't been able to have big success on the ground. We got to keep it that way. Keep it very pedestrian. And make Drake May beat us, get to him. I think the Bills win this game 31-21. So I'm going to go with a nice 10-point win. But it'll be a closer game than that. But I think we're going to find a way. I think Josh Allen, again, makes that statement that, listen, I'm the king. I'm the MVP. We're coming for you, AFC. So be ready for us. So, and I'm going to put some other predictions as we go forward. And Whittle, the floor is yours.
Yeah, I'm going to go. We're getting a bunch of guys back defensively, and I thought that the defense, despite how bad it looked in the first half, I thought that the defense looked really, really good in the second half. Another thing that I've noticed about this team is that it's very difficult to try to out physical the Buffalo Bills. Like it used to be, you could do that. You used to be able to kind of punk the Bills a little bit. If you were a physical team, you used to be able to kind of get that off. You can't now. Teams have tried it. It doesn't work. the Bengals tried it. It didn't work. Like, it just didn't work. I'm sorry.
Mhm.
I'm going to say the game is going to end. I'm going to say 30-16. Buffalo.
Ooh, okay. 30-16 Buffalo for Whittle. I like the sound of that, Whittle. I want a nice resounding win this week.
And I'm sure that I'm totally off on what the actual score is going to be, but I just think at some point the defense has to have a signature win. They have to have, like, the defense has to show me something. Walker made plays last week. Sanders looked good last week.
Yes, he did.
Epinesa looked good last week.
Mhm.
Rousseau was good last week against the run, pushing the
Mhm.
pocket, making things difficult on Joe Burrow. I gotta believe that bringing back a Bosa and potentially a Terrell Bernard, I gotta believe that this defense is gonna be a lot better. They're gonna play a lot better.
Yep.
Going forward, but
Need to
especially it's
see.
upcoming Sunday.
Yep.
This is a game where I think this is a litmus test game. This is a game where you really have an opportunity to prove to yourself and everybody else that the one team that nobody wants to see in the AFC is the Buffalo Bills. You proved that by winning this game on Sunday. I think the other thing that you gain from this is if you win this game in Foxborough, you knock all of the shine off the new kids on the block, in my opinion. I think that puts added pressure on them to go into the bank, into M&T Bank, and play against the Baltimore Ravens, where they're going to need to win there. And at the end of the year, you play Miami. Now, I understand the game is in, Foxborough, and it's going to be cold. I can promise you this: the way that Miami defense is built, the defensive line is playing really, really well. Those linebackers are flying to the football, as well as the secondary. So I think we win this game, and I think that puts an added amount of pressure on New England to be perfect for the rest of the year. And I just don't know if they can do that.
Yep.
So
Yep.
30-16.
30-16. And then we're going to find out more about this New England team. I mean, if the Bills do win, which we do expect, it puts, like you said, it puts pressure on them. How do they react? Right. That's the biggest thing for that young team. So it's going to be great. And it's go time. It's December. No more excuses. I'm ready. No more holding back. This is what this team has been built for. This is how Brandon Beane constructed it. We have what we need. We're getting players back. I know it's not perfect, but listen, if you name me a team in the NFL that's perfectly healthy, I'll throw hundreds out on the street. I mean, that's just not the case. Every team's dealing with injuries. So this is interesting too that Bill Centric said this. Our third down defense is better on the road than at home. Did you see Kevin Massari's tweet about this? Our buddy Kev.
No,
the Bills have the number one third down defense in the NFL on the road at 26%. We are the worst in the NFL at home at 51% on third down. Do you make it make sense? Dale brought up an interesting point about today, and we were talking in space about it, and crowd noise. Maybe we're not able to make adjustments at home. That's potential. It's hard to say on why that's happening, but it's a weird anomaly. Let's just hope we could get more consistent at home with it. I mean, remember I remember the Bengals were 7 of 8 at one point on third down in this game.
Yeah,
it was insane in the beginning. Yeah, maybe Dale's right. Crowd noise could have something to do with it. Maybe so. Maybe we need to be quiet on third down at home so the Bills could get
that stupid horn. I'm guilty of it too, guys. I go to the game and I yell.
Oh, the horn! You don't like the horn, Whittle?
The horn's fine. I love when I hear it.
I like the horns. I like little things. Listen, it's entertainment. You got to get the crowd into it, right? You got to get, something. So anyway, so again, enjoy the game this weekend, everyone. It is a showdown in Foxborough. And this is the week to make our statement. Next week, we'll reconvene. And then we go to Cleveland. Weird game in December. Shador Sanders coming off a very good game, by the way. They didn't win, but they got my guy Harold Fenton over there, the guy from Bowling Green. That was one of my draft crushes. He really had himself a good game last week. So we'll get into that. I think that's a game that we got to be careful with, by the way. We'll get to that next week. Because one of those,
try to go to that.
That would probably be a fun one. I mean, Cleveland's a great sports town. I think there'll be a lot of Bills fans at that game.
Tickets are cheap. I might fly out.
Yeah.
I may grab my son and take him over there for that game.
There you go. You have a little pre-Christmas gift, right? What'll you get out there a little bit before Christmas? I mean, you could consider the Eagles game too, but I'm sure that's going to be a pricey one on the 28th.
And I got to get him to one of the games. Stadium before this game.
Yeah, if you could get them there, I would say yes. You want to have that. You take a lot of good pictures together. Get in there, preserve those moments. So then, when I come out next year and we go to a new stadium together, all of us, then we're gonna look back. You'll say, "Hey, I'm glad I took my son to the old barn, as they call it." Right. So you definitely try to make that happen.
Righty, let's put a bow on it.
Put a bow on it. Thank you, everybody in the group chat. You guys are awesome. We can't do this without you. And we appreciate all your continued support of our Coast to Coast podcast. And we look forward to many more. And should be an interesting 2026 coming up. I can't even believe we're almost at 2026. I mean, but anyway, so that's all I had. Go Bills. Go Knicks. I said it. Yeah, I said what I said. And have a good rest of the week.
Go Bills. Talk to you soon, brother.
Talk to you.